What's up, y'all? It's Kiara. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope your day has been going well so far. Today, we're going to get into nutrition. Nutrition, how it has impacted my life, it has impacted my brother's life. So if I haven't spoke upon it yet, I am a nutritionist. I went to Alabama A&M to receive my bachelor's in nutrition, and I went to UAB, the University of Alabama at Birmingham, to receive my master's in nutrition as well. So nutrition has been in my life for before I went to school in college, because I was a gymnast for about 10 plus years, and I did gymnastics in high school, and I guess I was just always aware of what I put into my body because I was an athlete, and we were working out for even before we started sports, right? Because Dad had us doing push-ups and
he ate somewhat healthy,
squats. So our father, he was mainly, he didn't eat pork, he didn't eat beef, he didn't eat like a lot of processed foods. He just ate mainly like chicken and fish. So it's always been in our lives subconsciously, but later, I guess in our 20s, mid 20s and early 20s, we started really honing in on how it can affect us mentally, emotionally, in all the ways.
I'm Elijah. I'm her brother, as she stated. She took off first with the whole, health. She's a vegetarian as well. So it started for me when I decided that I wanted just to create some resistance in my life. I always said that I couldn't stop eating meat and seafood. I use that like, I'm from Florida. I love seafood. Um, I can't stop eating that. But that thought alone made me feel like that's why you need to stop eating it, because you say you can't. So I went vegetarian. I just went cold turkey. I just stopped eating meat, and I went vegetarian for a year. But I started to lose too much weight, so I was like, I'm through with that. I still don't eat any fried foods. I still don't eat pork. Um, I do a little bit of red meat just for the protein, but not too much. Once I seen the way my sister was living, it influenced me. Like, even just from the physical, like her skin, um, hair, things of that sort. I always been like an exercising type of person. But once I got in depth, I think, what was the saying you said? You said you should treat your food like your nutrition.
Yeah, your nutrition should be your medicine.
Your nutrition should be your medicine. That's real. Like, everything we literally need comes from the ground to almost heal us. And like, I went through some pelvic floor issues where, like, I had bladder retention issues. Like, my bladder wasn't emptying. It was like 50% full of urine. And I was dealing with that for almost 2 years. Like, I couldn't get erections for real. When I was trying to boo boo, it damn near wouldn't even come out. I had to push, or I had to lift my feet up on the stool to open my bowels. So even like me, just passing gas, like, my sister, she started noticing probably like a year and a half ago. She was like, "It always sounds like you forcing your pass gas," and I was, because my pelvic floor muscles were so inflamed that I couldn't release it. So I couldn't get blood flow to my manhood, and I couldn't um pass gas or use the number two right. And I was going from urology specialist to urology specialist. I'm in Sandy Springs. I'm going everywhere. I'm trying to go to top people and all that. And
So how does that, your perspective on seeking out all these medical professionals, like, do you feel like the nutrition in your diet has made a more, I guess,
yeah,
more of an effect positively on your body more than seeking out so many health professionals and doctors and all of that?
It has, because I went through that for 2 years and I was told nothing was wrong with me. I didn't figure out that I had a bladder retention issues until the second year, a couple months ago. I was dealing with this since 2022. I'm talking about, I'm visibly seeing my urine look like it got chemicals in it, and I'm showing this to the specialist, and they like, it's piss. I had one of them literally tell me that, oh, it's piss. And but I always knew, like, I understand you're the specialist, but this is my body, and I'm used to seeing certain things, and I'm not used to seeing certain things. So and she was like, well, so I went to, I found one urology specialist, and they told me that they did a I guess the
Ultrasound,
ultrasound,
yeah.
and they seen that I had, my bladder was 50% full. So once I told my sister that, she was like, ginger. I was like, what you mean? She was like, cut up some ginger and drink it. Drink it, once
If
a,
you guys don't know, ginger has nutritional benefits of combating inflammation in the body. So if you're having, like he said, his problems,
yeah,
whether, no matter where,
inflammation period anywhere.
inflammation period in your body, it combats that.
Yeah,
It can slow it down, it can decrease it, reduce it. So what he was doing was started implementing
ginger root.
ginger root tea throughout what, each morning, right?
I was drinking it twice a day, and within, I say, about seven, I was going to a pelvic floor doctor where she was having me do exercise and all this whole other stuff. And I think I did that ginger root for about, I seen her one week. By that next week, I went back, and I said, I really came back just to tell you, on show you I don't need you no more. And like, before I even went back, I'm using the bathroom, I'm passing gas, now my bladder don't feel bloated, and um I'm able to have erections now. And I went back to the pelvic floor doctor, and she hooked up like these things to my behind, like around your butthole, and it shows like whether it's tight, whether it's tense, or whether it's loose. And she hooked it up, and she was like, "You healed." And I was dealing with that for 2 years, and it took just like that, just the right nutrients. It comes from the ground. It comes everything that we need.
How do you feel like what you put into your body, as far as like your meals or shoot, just even the juicing that we do, how do you feel like it has an effect on your mood as well? Have you seen any changes with that?
Yeah, like with what I put into my body, I felt has made a difference in the way of, we like to exercise a lot, so
Yeah.
I got more energy. I don't feel depleted a lot of the times, because our days can be exhausting depending on your workload, or if you got kids and stuff like that. Even though even my gut, when you eating all the meats and all them fattening foods, you feel heavy.
Mm.
I feel so much lighter, and a lot of people, I'm sure they know that, but that affects how you feel as well. You feel sluggish. Your stomach feels sluggish, but when you get out all about you and you putting the right things into you, the way you feel is the way you go about your day, your mood, your attitude, things of that sort. So even just if we talking about like just surface level things, just eating the right foods can make you just glow a lot better. In when you look good, you feel good. Vice
Yeah.
versa.
Also,
I
just,
feel like I feel more masculine just
yeah,
from within, from working out,
yeah.
all those things. So yeah, it's been a complete change.
Also, when you eat nutritional dense foods, it boosts testosterone too,
Hmm.
because you're getting in the right amount of carbs, fats, and protein, and those all help with certain hormones in our body. So when we don't eat, when we don't sleep right, all of that can affect our hormones, so that can cause a hormonal imbalance.
This
And
is why people take vitamins,
right,
because they just don't eat right.
right. And
You almost
supplements, it's a supplement. It's not,
supplements.
it's
It's a supplement
something that you're lacking.
that you're
It's
supplementing
helping,
for. Yeah.
but that's not going to effectively help you physically. whatever disease or condition you're trying to combat or trying to heal, supplements aren't going to, I guess, affect you in a positive way as a whole, your whole well being. So, getting in the right amount of protein, fat, and carbs, plus, everyone's body is different. I'm a female, he's a male. We both need
Different.
certain, different amounts of each macronutrient and micronutrients.
Yeah.
So, when you get the right amount of minerals, which can, like I said, it produces certain amount of hormones in our bodies,
even
male or female.
The magnesium.
Yeah.
With your head.
Yeah. So when was that? That was what?
August.
Like
we came
August.
Back from Virgin Islands.
Well, it was before then, actually. So I think it was around like June, July, August. I was experiencing headaches. And so I went to the doctor, which a part of me didn't want to go to the doctor because I knew I could kind of heal from either herbs or what I eat, but it just wasn't working. So I went to the doctor, I went to the emergency room, and they told me I had ischemic changes in my brain, basically.
What is that?
It's like your I guess I don't know, your neurons change. I don't know. And I was having headaches like whenever I would stand up, I would get like a migraine and I would get lightheaded. I checked my blood pressure and it was running low. So that's what kind of aided me to go to the hospital. And this was ongoing for about a month or two. And so I went to the hospital, like I said, and they told me I had these ischemic changes, and all they said was to hydrate. And they were trying to get me to take some medicine. I didn't do that because all it's going to do is just get everything out of whack.
Some old cliche.
Right. Some just temporary quick fix.
And that's probably wasn't even accurate to what you were dealing with.
Right, yeah. And honestly, they couldn't really tell me what was going on.
And sorry to cut you off, but I ain't trying to advocate like to go against hospitals.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just even from like my experience, what I was going through with my manhood, like I went through that for 2 years. I'm talking about like from hospital to hospital, from clinic to clinic, taking all I was taking doxycycline and a whole bunch of things that didn't help me at all, and I could possibly that could have been harmful to me. It still could be in the future. So
honestly, was it like antibiotics or?
I think so.
Yeah, those cause inflammation.
And that's probably why it worsened.
Yeah.
That's probably why it worsened long term.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but just ginger, and I'm much better now. Much better in shape now.
I guess seeing how our grandmother took care of our grandfather because he was paralyzed on the right side of his head, left side of his brain.
So
and so he couldn't walk, talk. He could only just feed himself. And we had an in-care nurse, and as well as my auntie. As a family, we just took care of him, and we saw he would eat fruits, vegetables, nutrient-dense meals throughout his whole experience for like 20 plus years.
Yes, he was in a wheelchair since the time we was alive. Couldn't walk, couldn't talk. My grandmother, she always fed him, but in his meals.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like elementary school, but because they tell you, you're supposed to have vegetables and fruit, but it's crazy how we get so far from it. But him eating those certain nutrients is what kept him alive.
Yeah. Because half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables. It shouldn't be proteins. It shouldn't be carbs, starchy, non-starchy vegetables like leafy greens because it contains more fiber, so that helps with digestion. So yeah, we just saw how
it kept him alive.
Yeah.
And how essential, like as we was young, it wasn't really registering, but as we got older, it was like, damn, that's what kept him alive. Because even if certain times he wouldn't eat, like if she would put certain things on his plate, if he wouldn't eat it, she'd Robert, you need to eat that. You need to eat that.
Yeah.
That's good for your blood pressure.
Yeah.
You need to.
Yeah. Because he had type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
He had to take insulin.
Yep.
And but he was able to regulate it. It never got worse.
Just
He was
from his
able
food.
from his food, from his diet.
Yeah.
And so most people think that fruits are high in sugar and they contain more sugar than, your artificial sweeteners and things like that, but it's the opposite. Fruits are the most natural form of sugar.
It hydrates you better than water does. People that
Yeah.
like they say drink water. You should, but as well, you should at least juice like maybe have you about 2 to 3 cups of pure juicing throughout your week.
Yeah.
Because it has what does the juicing have in it? Minerals and
Vitamins and
electrolytes.
that can hydrate you
Without no
without
Gatorade.
you flushing out your system like water does.
People they've made Gatorade as a supplement for just natural juicing.
Yeah. And like the Alani, like those energy drinks,
You don't need none of that.
pre-workouts, all of that.
You don't need none of that. You
No.
can drink beet juice for a pre-workout.
What does your day-to-day look like as far as nutrition? Like, what do you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Or what are some practical ways as a male, how can you all implement more healthier habits in your lifestyle?
In the morning, every day, I'm at least try to drink. Because I done got hooked onto this ginger root tea because I see how much it has helped me. But I'm gonna at least make me one cup of ginger root tea. I'm gonna leave the house with some lemon water. I'm gonna squeeze me a lemon. If we haven't juiced, I will make me up some lemon water. But every morning, if we meal prep for the week, we already have lemon juice, or not lemon juice, watermelon juice in the fridge. If not, I'll take my lemon water with me throughout the day. Um, and as far as meals wise, I've been teetering the fence with red meat a little bit just for me. I'm trying to put a little weight on, but at this point, I almost don't even eat for taste anymore because I realized that almost everything that tastes good to me is not good for me. It tastes good to me, but it's not good for me. So throughout my day, some days I may eat no meat, but I have a whole plate full of vegetables, crucifix veggies. I'm big on them right now. Those leafy greens. Either I'll do fish. Fish has selenium in it, and it's good for bowel movement. So every day I'm probably almost eating fish with my crucifix veggies, and throughout my day when I leave, I take me like two. It's really nothing out of the ordinary. I'm gonna take me either a banana or orange with me. That's almost every day. So
And apples,
in apples.
which are higher in fiber.
Yeah, this stuff is is middle school, elementary school stuff, but it's that important, it's that serious. And from even if I did have a busy day, I still got energy to go to the gym later on or have my child on the weekend. I still got energy to interact with her and things like that. So I feel better, I look better, just all the way around the board. Even like just me having my sister in my life has been like people always ask me like, how you my sister? So for the males out there, if you're not lucky enough to have a sibling, and women aren't the only people who are just into this type of stuff, but in my life, it's what I've experienced. I haven't really came across any males who were this on point with health. So as far as us males, if you aren't lucky enough to have that sibling in your life to be able to, I guess, that be their expertise, them girls you're dealing with, man, you got to try to at least aim for some who can, okay, yeah, we can work, we can come home, pay the bills and all that other stuff, but help me take care of myself. Help feed me correct. Help me eat the right vegetables. Help me have the right foods. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, that'll pay off in return for her in y'all sexual life as well. So it's all a benefit. It's a beneficiary for everybody.
And also working out, like as far as like you do high intensity, you box, so good nutrition paired with Working out, it don't got to be intense or anything like that. It could be calisthenics.
Just get you a sweat
That's
in.
what I do most of the time, calisthenics workouts. And you don't have to go to the gym. You can work out at home.
Exercising and sweating is a form of detoxing too. It's opening
Right.
your pores. It's getting that bull up out you. But a lot of times people go exercise and they get their bull up out of them and they put it right back in them.
Yep.
You're going nowhere
Smoking,
fast.
all of that. Drinking,
Too
things
much
like
sugar.
that. Toxins.
Too much.
Sugar, high saturated foods.
All up.
Eating out most of the time. For the people, what I tell my clients is when you eat out, okay, we're going to eat out at some point, right? If you eat out, at least pick the healthier option on the menu.
Try to.
Right. And if you watch your portion sizes too.
Telling yourself no.
Right. Like you said, like you have to fight the flesh and tell yourself no. Be comfortable with telling yourself no just about every day.
For real. Because you're going to have to.
You're going to have to.
And I'm a pastries kind of guy. Like I love cookies and brownies, and really I get that from my mama. But after a while, you get in the habit of telling yourself no, you pick up momentum and just doing the right thing, eating the right thing. Like I said, at this point, I don't know. You know, you got to starve your taste buds from all them sugars. And you know what I'm saying? And once you get going, about 30 to 45 days,
you have to make it a habit.
Yeah.
To tell yourself no, because telling yourself no is really a yes later down the road, long term. You have to think about the long term instead of just all temporary, just instant gratification. I gotta have this right now.
Because one thing about it, we ain't gonna be young forever.
No.
All that stuff we eating now, your metabolism slow down and shit sit on you, and you going to sleep with all that in your stomach, and all right, it's gonna catch up with you. It always do. Health and age catch up with everybody. But it's amazing the way you can look and feel at a certain age. Man, I seen these. I was around these other guys a couple weeks ago. They both were in their 50s. They was almost about the same age. They probably was about 55, and one of them just looked amazing, and the other one just looked like, you know what I'm saying? And you could just tell, like, and I asked the older guy, I said, what do you do? Like, what do you say, man? I just take care of myself. I've been like this since I was in my 30s. I make sure I eat well. I've taken all sugars out the way. I don't indulge in no type of, you don't have to go to this extent, but he tell you don't indulge in no type of pastries and no type of candy and all that, none of it. He's like, I cook almost 5 to 6 days a week. He said, you know, I'm an older guy, so I don't really have much to do. My kids are grown. And when I'm cooking, I can make sure I'm eating all the nutrients that I need. I said, I asked you this because I figured you would tell me this. And I ain't even have to ask the other guy what he do. You can see it. You ain't doing what you supposed to be doing. So.
And to make it more practical, like for me, like I work. So the way that I help myself and make sure I eat healthy throughout the week is meal prep. You know, everyone has different schedules, but I feel like life is what you make it. Like it's something that if you want to look good, if you want to feel good, if you want to have longevity, you're going to have to do those hard things.
By time 40, 50, everybody all out of shape and don't nobody want you. Don't nobody want you. You don't look good no more. You know, we got a lot of guys, females, you know, we in our mid-20s and everybody just living how they want to live and they ain't really seeing the effect till they get in their 30s. And now you looking like, oh, I can't get nobody. Don't nobody want me. No, don't nobody want you. You ain't been eating right. You ain't been taking care of yourself. Your pH balance off, all type stuff. I don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So, but for real though, all that matters. It really does. And
so surrounding yourself with people who can aid you in the right direction, nutritionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, I feel like all around, that's who you should surround yourself with to set yourself up for success. It's good to have that. And sometimes, shoot, for us, like I feel like it has benefited us more living together than being apart because, like, shoot, sometimes like he'll work out, I'm like, dang, I need to work out too. You know what I mean? Like if I slack in my working out, or if he's slacking in his diet, I'll help him with that. Like it's just it's a good balance.
it's definitely the dynamic has definitely changed, and we've been able to provide more value to one another. And but through this nutrition thing, yeah, it's definitely been life changing for the both of us for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for part 2. We're gonna dive deep into mental health, spiritual health, things like that,
All that.
in some ways that have impacted our lives.
All that.
And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
All that.
See ya.
Why look like it's coming anyway? Okay, all right. We're talking about practical. You gotta put some of this on there. Gotta leave some more, I don't know. But
No, you already talked about that. You already talked about that. Yes, you did. I just seen it.
Okay. So what we missing?
You talked about how you just talk about what you do in the mornings and how you do the what you just said.
You gotta put some of this on there. Gotta leave some more, I don't know. But